guys, welcome back to Ricola's Crochet Corner. I am Crystal. I'm going to show you a couple things that I got finished. I will show you one thing that I worked on that is not with a pattern that I feel like is a fail. I'm trying to figure out how to redo it and get it to work. I'll show you that in a minute. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry guys, I was supposed to come back like a couple days after the last video that I posted, and I just honestly keep putting it off, and now I'm going to do it today. Today is June 1st. It is supposed to be, I believe they said 31 degrees Celsius, and then with the humidity to be around 33 to 34, something like that. So it is hot. I am inside in a nice air conditioning, so I am happy. I'm not hot. I'm not complaining today like I was last time. Anyway, what have I been up to? So actually, before I go on to that, I had a question in my last video from one of my subscribers. I let them know. But so do you guys see that bag right there? Excuse me. That bag right there. They asked me how I made it, whatever. That bag, I did not make that bag. That was a gift from Shell, from Shell's Crochet. She actually just put out her video for her monthly makes. I'll link it down in the description box down below. But if you're interested in finding out anything about her bags, you have to talk to Shell because she's the one who made that bag. That was a gift from, if you go back to my videos from around Christmas, it was, sorry, I got a sore throat today. The 12 days of Christmas with Shell. I have a video for that, and that bag was opened in one of those 12 days. So that is by Shell, from Shell's Crochet. Can't tell you how it was made. I can't tell you the exact yarn. I know that she's the one who would be able to answer your questions. So if you're interested in that bag, you'll have to talk to Shell. So I did not make that bag. It is there because I use it. That's why it's hanging up by my stuff, because that's what I use when I go out and I grab it and I put stuff in it. And then this guy right here is, I never say it right, Crystal. So Crystal from Chronically Crocheting asked me to pattern test. I did do a video about this guy, Mr. Sir Leaps a lot. I darn it, I hate that. I'm so bad with names. But anyway, he's one of my favorite guys. He is sitting up on there. I know I did have somebody ask me if I was wanting to get rid of him or part with him, and I was like, yeah, maybe. And then I just never bothered, and yeah, so he's still here. So, okay, what did I make? Don't know why. I think, oh yeah, somebody at work was, they have a granddaughter. Actually, two people at work have just recently become grandparents. And they were talking, and after I made that shawl for that friend at work, they asked me about, could I make a baby poncho? And I was like, yeah, probably. So I didn't look for a pattern. I just kind of did a granny poncho kind of thing. I actually, Shell's the one who I will tell or talk to about, you know, her advice about how to do things, because she's made a lot of ponchos. She makes a lot of shawls, things like that. So she's the one who I usually ask advice for, or ask advice about making certain things. So I decided to make a granny little poncho. So it's for a 3-month-old, which is what they asked for. I think it probably will be a little, I don't know. I can't remember. I have babies, sure. But long time ago. They're actually, Emma's going to be 13 on Tuesday. And Lily will be 12 at the end of the month of June. So it's been a while since I had a baby. So I had to wing it and just hope for the best. So I made a little poncho. I did do purple with the gray border. There's no pattern. I just kind of, it's the granny stitch, right? Like, so I did a chain big enough that I thought would be big enough for a baby head, and I made sure it was in 3s so I could do the granny stitch, skip 2 stitches, granny stitch, skip 2 stitches, you know what I mean. Anyway, and then the bottom is just the normal, you know, like 7 or 8 double crochets. I think 8. Yeah, 8 double crochets in one of the granny things, and then a single in the next to make that, like, yeah, anyway. So that's what I did for that one. Actually, I did the same thing for all of the 3 ponchos I'm going to show you. This one is, so this one is 2 different yarns. So the very top row And the very bottom row are impeccable yarn in a solid pink. And then the middle section, so the middle section is a variegated, but it's also impeccable. So I did that one. This one's a little longer than the other one, I feel like. I don't know. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it's a little bigger, a little longer, but I mean, they're still kind of child size. So even if the baby was 6 months old, because I think this one might fit a little bit bigger of a head. Anyway, I don't, like I said, I don't have babies anymore, so you think I could remember how big their head is? I'm like, I think that'll be, I don't know. Like, this is the best I could do. So this is the same exact pattern, just different colors. I switched up the colors to make a cute like pattern. The next one I used, you think I would be prepared, but no, I'm not. The yarn I used for the next one is for a bigger kid. Well, probably still a baby, maybe up to 12 months, I guess. Shoot balls, I can't remember where I put the ball of yarn. This is another Loops and Threads. It's almost the same as the Premier puzzle yarn. But it's the Loops and Threads version. Anyway, so this one's a bit longer, a bit wider, a bit bigger in general. So this one I would say is for 9 to 12 months maybe, or maybe 12 months. I don't know. I can't remember. But the heads, you know, well, I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, I made that one out of that yarn. I thought it was a cute, you know, cute pink. It does the color changing on its own, so you don't have to do any of the work. I like the yarn. It's nice and soft. It's a bit heavier, so it'd be better for cooler temperatures. So I did that one. And then I had some of that yarn still, so I made a little hat. I'm not even sure what age this hat would be for. I'm thinking 12 months old, maybe 9 months. I don't know. It's got some stretch, so it would fit a kid's head anyway. So I just winged a little hat. There's no pattern. It's just a basic, you know, double crochet beanie. No clue how many I did. I know I increased for the first 3 rows, I think, and then I just started doing regular doubles around. I don't know. And then I tried to make a headband. This is a fail. Well, it's not necessarily a fail. It's just a way too big for the poncho hat. I mean, if I hadn't put this elastic in, maybe it would have been okay for like a smaller baby. Anyway, I didn't have a pattern for this. I just did a chain. I can't even remember how many chains I did. Yeah, I don't even remember. And then I just did the basic, you know, like the same concept of the things. I did like 5 double crochets, and then I singled into a stitch, and then 5 doubles. You know, I skipped a few. I think I skipped 2 stitches and then did the 5 doubles, skipped 2, did 1 single. And then what I did was I went around, I just basically went around onto the opposite side of the chain and then did the exact same thing to make it kind of go exactly where the other ones were. But it's huge. It's not tiny. So definitely not for a smaller baby. I mean, if I took out the elastic, which I probably could, but I don't really want to cut it, it would probably fit a smaller head. Still pretty big though. So I don't know. Like I said, I haven't had babies in a long time. So I mean, it is a fairly, well, I don't know. It might fit a kid, like, you know, older child. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. So, I don't know if you guys remember, or in my last video that I showed you guys, I had done a shawl for a coworker. She wanted a shawl for her mom, and then she wants one for her dad. So she gave me some yarn that she got on the clearance rack at Michael's. It's that thin Loops and Threads. No, is it Loops and Threads? I think it's Loops and Threads. It's called Wool Like. It's that #1, like, it's like a thread, essentially. I was not feeling it, and I'm like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go and do my own thing. And I just realized I didn't even weave in the tail, so it is what it is. So instead, what I did was I used Carrie Penny's tutorial for her, what does she call it? The pie-shaped shawl. So anyway, this is it. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get it all in the view, but so this is it. I followed Carrie Penny's tutorial. I will link that down in the description box down below. And I mean, I'm assuming her dad is not a big person, but I mean, I just figured it was not so feminine, but not, you know, like, because it goes around, so it kind of is a little bit more, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like more of a cape kind of one instead of like a regular shawl. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think it's too girly? I don't know. So anyway, I like the color. This is a yarn that we no longer carry at Michael's. And I had enough to do this left. I think I had a little bit more left, but I can't find the ball. But it was called Loops and Threads, something heathered. We used to carry it. We don't carry it anymore. So it's a discontinued yarn. But anyway, I like the color. I think the color's nice, but I don't know if it's too girly, but anyway. So that's what I made with that. I did Carrie Penny's tutorial. I'll link it down below so you guys can check that out. So hopefully she likes it for her dad. I just got to sew in that tail and then I'll leave it at work for her. Now for my fail. Well, I wouldn't say it's a fail. I'm just not liking the results. So I remember, well, maybe you guys remember a while ago, actually, sorry, I'm going to lift you up for a second. Remember when I went and I had to do the giraffes because that lady at work wanted, or her friend wanted a giraffe kind of thing. And she had a vision of what she wanted. So I will put a picture of the giraffe that she wanted after I show you this one. This one's not completely finished. I still have to do some work. But I didn't have a pattern. So I looked at the picture that she showed me and I came up with my own concept. But the head is wobbly and it's ticking me off. Like, it is ticking me off. So anyway, this is the giraffe that I came up with based off of her photo. I couldn't even tell you what I did now because I made it like a week and a half ago or something like that. And the head is like wobbly. The head is just ticking me off. I don't even know how to fix it because he's very floppy. And she wanted flowers, which I still haven't done. I got to do flowers anyway. And then I also have to take the brown yarn and like put little spots all over him because I didn't do that either. And then I just did a little tail, but I don't have a pattern. So I just kind of whipped this up based on, so it's the picture kind of sits like this. And then see, this is where the problem is, where the head goes, eh. So anyway, I got to try to figure out how to get the head to stay up like this. And then anyway, I will show you at the end of the video. I will put the picture of the giraffe that she wants and you guys can tell me what you think if I came even close. That frustrated me to no end because I didn't have a pattern and I had to kind of wing it. And I think that I messed up the legs a little bit. I think it's kind of off, but I'll put a picture up at the end of the video. You can tell me if you think it's similar. It is not. The one at the end of the video is not mine. I did not make it. It's a picture that was sent to me and they asked me if I could make it. I hate when people do that. I absolutely hate when people do that because I don't like to look at a pattern online and be like, oh, yeah, I can make that when I don't have a pattern to go off of. If you want something specific, find a damn pattern and then ask me to make it. We're good then. Anyway, I'll stop complaining. I did get 2 more new hooks from Jennifer from Crocheting with Hudson. Sorry, my brain is not there today. I will link her down below in the description box. I got 2 actually. This is a 5mm hook and it's got a mushroom on the top. This is actually a gift that I'm giving to a friend of mine who wants a hook with beads on it. She wants to try it, but she doesn't want to buy it unless she knows. So I'm like, I'll give her one of mine because I do have a lot of them. I also got one that's kind of insulting. So if you guys get offended, now's the time to go away because it isn't the nicest, but it is pretty. But it's not nice, but it's pretty. So I did buy another hook and it is a 5mm hook, I believe, or 5.5, probably a 5. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to show it to you. Don't get offended. And if you get offended, now's the time to turn off the video. So, and I like the colors of the beads. They look really, really pretty. And it's on a nice gold hook. So yeah, this is the hook I got, and I also got a pen with this on it. Now the pen is at work, and I happened to pull that pen out of my apron, and I was like doing some paperwork with it, and somebody came up to the frame desk and asked, and then I had to get them to sign, and they got really offended about my pen. And I was like, it's a pen, like chill out, it's a pen. If you don't like my pen, then use another pen, like calm down, it's not a big deal. But they got offended by it, so I cannot use that pen at work anymore, because apparently nowadays everybody is so easily hurt and offended by everything. So anyway, I can't use my pen at work anymore. I still forgot to bring it back home. I'm gonna bring it back home, and maybe I'll bring this one to work so that nobody will be offended by my pen. Anyway, so all right, I've chit-chatted and blah 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 for enough time now. Hopefully I will have something done before too long, and I'll be able to come back on and show you something. Hopefully I finish that giraffe, or figure out how to fix the neck so it stops doing this, and then I'll show you guys the finished product once I finish some flowers. I hate flowers, but I got to do flowers because that's what they want. And I will put a picture up at the end of this video to show you what they want, and then you can kind of base it off what I did. Any questions, feel free to reach out, contact me. My info is in the description box, or just leave a comment. I'll try my best to respond to everybody. Yeah, that's it. All right, have a great day. Stay warm, or stay warm, it's not winter, stay cool. It's hot out. Hopefully everybody is staying cool, everybody's good. Have a great weekend, and I will hopefully be back soon with something else made, and I'll be chit-chatting your ear off. All right, bye guys.